Can I just say this about this Ronda Rousey blast the Nevada Commission over Nick Diaz's suspension? We live in a country now where fear really, especially as people get older, they get a little less mobile in life. Okay, they get a little less mobile. And, fear is an incredible thing. As a parent, you see this a lot in commercials. If you watch commercials, everybody driving in right now, moms and dads who are parents. If you really watch a lot of the commercials targeting you for your kids, it's fear-based. You got to make sure your son keeps up with the smart kid across the way. Is your daughter pretty enough? Is your son... That's a lot of it. You want to be fashionable. It's fear-based. What cracks me up about this whole marijuana thing, and it's the way America works, fear has become a great advertising mechanism. It gets people to stores. It gets people to retail. Watch out, the boogeyman, this, the border, that, social issues. If you really look, I'll give you an example of something that a lot of times in life, what we see and think is true, sometimes the opposite is. Here's an interesting stat with marijuana. Burglaries have decreased in Colorado since it was legalized. Unemployment below the national average. And road fatalities have plummeted. Less drinking and driving. And many believe pot is a gateway into other drugs. I would submit to you that it is also a gateway out of opiates and harder drugs. Because if somebody is at the point in their life that they are an addict or they need some sort of high, their life is tough, instead of the hard stuff, it can get you the buzz at the corner store because there's now more of those stores than Starbucks in Colorado. So I find this whole marijuana thing, the idea that these guys, these athletes, are in these incredibly violent professions, MMA, football, hockey. You ever seen even an NBA guy at 50? I mean, they are limping down the hallway. If it helps chronic pain, why aren't we in a society there to help people with chronic pain? I would argue, instead of all these painkillers, that an NFL player can smoke a joint twice a week to rid himself of pain, I don't even think you should test for marijuana. And I'm not a guy that sits home and rolls it at night. But if you really look at the numbers and the stats of what's happening in Colorado, Washington, their unemployment's lower than the rest of the country. Traffic fatalities are plummeting. Burglaries are not up, and opiate rate is down. I think we've looked at it the wrong way. I think maybe it's just stereotypes. You'll go blind if you smoke it. Maybe it's fear-mongering. My opinion on all this stuff, we need to lighten up. Historically, on all these social issues, when you go rigid and you go non-inclusive, you look at yourself 20 years later and go, why was I so mean to gay people? Why did I do that with people coming across the border? Why did I do that with pot when my neighbor had, chronic neck pain? Not to go crazy political, but these athletes, we are asking them to be warriors. We are, you send kids to war, you ask these guys to run through a brick wall. They have chronic pain for life. I've been around a lot of pro athletes. Phil Jackson played basketball. Watch Phil Jackson and Bill Walton walk down a hallway. These are basketball players. Moses Malone just died too early. So I think we're looking at it the wrong way, just inverse it, that if it helps people and rids chronic pain in society, whatever it is, I'm for it. And I don't think we should test for it. All right, we'll go to Denver, around the corner. This is The Herd.